All right, drink some water. My throat is well lubricated for some casting. And we got ourselves another best of 3 spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Ghost River. It is our blue Terran player for the Shopify Rebellion, ByuN. The Shopify Rebellion. Because he's out here cutting onions. He's got layers. Onions have layers. ByuNions have layers. And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner, playing for Bleed Esports, it is the Red Protoss, NightMare. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. That's what NightMare says at the start of the game. ByuN, though, he's like, yeah, well, probes don't bleed, so what I'm going to do is kill them with a Reaper. We'll see how that goes for him. NightMare, though, probe scouting, so he's going to be able to spot stuff here. I love a good probe being annoying at the start of a game. It's just what probes are best at. This is such an interesting choice here for NightMare. It does mean he's completely Reaper wall-less. I don't... Oh, what is going on here? Like, what is happening? Can anybody explain to me why NightMare would put the gateway here and then the cyber core down here? Like back behind it? So ByuN's just going to build a single Reaper at the proxy and then pull that back home where his factory is on the way. There was a Zealot built, but it got sent across the map, so the Reaper is kind of just maybe over here on its own, nailing probes. Great micro from NightMare so far. But this is ByuN, and I expect him to counter micro really well. And there's one dead probe. Oh, he's not going to go for a second one. He's just going to try to get out of there. I thought he would sacrifice it. But he gets the one probe kill, some lost mining time there, and just backs out. Just wants to keep the Reaper alive. That's his priority. The other side of the map, the Zealot did get in. That's actually a bit of a problem. ByuN's going to have to close that door. He saw the Adept coming across. SCV is getting microed here, but that's a dead SCV. A little bit of tit for tat. Actually, 2 SCVs fell. Wow. Zealot does a good job. The Zealot did die, though, of course, so that costs the same as 2 SCVs. ByuN's going to drop his CC, drops his starport. The Adept sees it can't get in, backs up. The Reaper's still kind of posturing out here. Reaper's job now is to scout. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Reaper. Oh, my God. Quick turn right there for ByuN. I actually can't believe he's getting out of there. Can he escape the Adepts? Yes, he can. He's going to get back to the safety of the Cyclone. All right, cute little back and forth micro battles, but really, at the end of the day, not much happened here so far. There is no shield battery, so the Cyclone here can be a bit of an annoying problem. The Adept will micro backwards. Again, not really much of an issue. NightMare, though, going for a Robo and chrono boosting out an Immortal. This is such an interesting choice. See a lot of Blink, see a lot of Stargate tech first out of Protoss in this matchup. Not a lot of Robos first. Especially with a chrono boosted Immortal. That's such an interesting choice here. Out of NightMare. Feels very aggressive. The Robo, though, will help him with the Cloaked Banshee that ByuN's going for, as he'll be able to get his observers out. But the Reaper's going to dive in. Not only will it grab a probe, but it scouts the Robo. Was the Immortal canceled? What? Oh, no, it came out. It came out. It's just already halfway across the map. Yeah, NightMare getting very aggressive here. And ByuN, I don't think, was quite ready for it. He's going to drop the bunker, but it is not done yet. And it's going to be a while before it is done. Marines diving forward, trying to get on top of the Stalkers. A couple Marines go down. The Adept does fall. The tank is out, though. NightMare's going to try to get in here. Oh, but those Stalkers getting blasted by the Siege tank on the high ground. The Immortal, it needs some friends. NightMare can't lose everything. The Immortal's good, but it needs some help. Banshee already getting some damage done. Cloak, though, a few seconds away from finishing. Cloak on this side of the map could be quite nice. Oh, this is really good for NightMare. Gets the Adept in here. Pulls all the units of ByuN backwards. And now NightMare is going to try to dive in with the Warp Prism as well. But Banshee on the other side of the map had to be dealt with first. It does get 5 kills, but it goes down. Was there a second Banshee made? There is a second Banshee. It's staying at home. And I think this Banshee could be instrumental in holding right now. It's a lot of extra DPS. It has Cloak. There's no detection here for NightMare, so he won't really be able to kill that on this side of the map. He is just going to try to be fancy with his micro, the Immortal and the Stalker here. But yeah, he still has to be careful. There's a Viking about to pop. This Warp Prism, its days are numbered. The Cyclone here as well. If that gets a lock on and the Viking gets a couple of hits, that could be huge. Oh, in fact, I think NightMare just needs to recall. It might be too late, actually, to recall. Oh, he targeted down the Cyclone. But the Marines get it. Oh, my God. And they get the Immortal, too. That's big. That's big. ByuN, that was not a great situation for ByuN until he killed that Warp Prism and that Immortal just then. NightMare's third base is quite a bit later than you'd expect it in this matchup. And, of course, with the later Twilight Council, there's not going to be Blink for a while. Charge it's nearly done. But he's just getting those extra gateways up. He's got a Chrono Boost, another Immortal out. He put a lot in that early game pressure, and I don't think he got enough damage to justify it, especially, again, losing that Immortal at the end. That Prism and Immortal just gets out of there. If he just got to the back and recalled, I think this is decent for NightMare, but as it is, kind of like ByuN's position, his third CC is almost done, just a little bit behind that. Whoa. My computer just every now and then decides to freeze up for a second, and it just scares the crap out of me. ByuN's going to try to come in here with the Cloak Banshee and see if he can't get some probe damage done. Should be able to grab a couple. Part of this is, too, I imagine, just scouting and seeing what his opponent's got going on. Get out of there. Kills the Observer. There was a Dark Shrine. Oh, my God, this DT. This DT just ran into the scan range. Did ByuN see it, though? Did ByuN see it, though? Oh, I don't think ByuN saw it. Oh, no, ByuN didn't see it. Okay, he still has a scan available, but it's just one. There's 2 DTs in here right now. He scans the low ground. Oh, never mind. He's got 2 scans. All right. I lied. He's got a third CC. I forgot that third CC just finished up the orbital. 8 SCVs do go down. For the Dark Shrine and the DTs, that's pretty decent for NightMare. 2 DTs for 8 SCVs, especially in this situation where ByuN's third isn't on location yet. Not the end of the world for ByuN, though. Just a little bit of damage. Very comparable to what the Cloaked Banshees got done for, honestly, a pretty comparable amount of investment, I feel like. Similar investment. Oh, my God. Offer promotion of your channel's viewers, followers using chatbots. Whoa. Guys. I can pay for viewers. I can pay for bots. I don't want to pay for bots. Somebody earlier, right at the start of the stream, the first person to chat in this stream said something like, oh, you can pay for cheap viewers or something. And I was like, I don't want cheap viewers. My viewers are top tier, okay? I only pay for the most expensive of viewers. My viewers are the highest quality of viewers. I ain't paying for no cheap viewers here. Oh, that's another dead Observer there, courtesy of ByuN being able to spot invisible things really well, except the DTs. Somehow, he spots Observers all day. I see him scan stasis wards, which are so hard to spot. But the DT that walked through part of the scan radius, ByuN just missed that. I think that is hilarious. It's become a very passive game. NightMare, he's got Storm finishing up. I mean, it pretty much is just gateway units, though. What, 1 Immortal? Mostly charge lots here for NightMare. And he's posturing. He's waiting for, I think, ByuN to move out. But, like, ByuN's being really good about this. He's getting into Ghosts. He's getting a couple of Vikings out. Now, these Vikings are going to be used to push away this Warp Prism, make it a lot harder for NightMare to do his fancy drop micro with the Storms. I like how ByuN, he's already a little bit split here, too. The Storms can't get maximum value. That is a really nice first connection. That Prism already losing most of its shields. And we see NightMare just immediately like, ooh, I kind of need to back up, actually. Sensor tower is down. ByuN's is he's just playing defensively. He's feeling very confident in his late game TVP, I guess. Fourth base on the way. He's got triple turrets just lining the bottom of this this base. Actually, there's a fourth turret somewhere. Oh, it's in the middle lane. Turrets on the top side as well. Yeah, he does not want prisms to be able to get in. Some zealots do look like they're going to try to work on this wall here. The rocks. ByuN's going to need to pay attention to that. NightMare, again, he's just kind of posturing out here. I was just going to say he needs to get into follow-up tech. I don't like how he's just sitting on gateway tech right now against just a much better Terran army. Especially since ByuN's got 1-1 finished up. His armory just finished, so I'm guessing he's going to start up 2-2 the moment he realizes that. And there it goes. That prism is not going to be able to get too far in. And actually, he's going to lose the prism. Drops a storm. I think he literally just killed a mule. I actually don't know if any other SCVs died. Okay, 2 SCVs have now died. That is nothing, man. ByuN's he's shaping up to be in a fantastic position here. He's ahead on upgrades. NightMare needs to get like Colossi and or Disruptors out right now. Yeah, he's going to start up Thermal Lance, so it is going to be Colossi as the choice. But I'm just worried. I'm worried for him. NightMare's ahead in supply, but it is worse supply. It's 37 zealots. He's got to, I mean, he's got to take a really good fight here. It turns out 2 zealots can just kill 2 siege tanks, so at least there's that. Well, can ByuN's save this one? Nope. Yeah, tank's not particularly good against zealots. But it's just hard for NightMare to be cost efficient. We see he's already traded very poorly compared to his opponent. Is he going to take this Nexus? You know what? NightMare, do it. Do it. Do it. It would actually be so sick if he took this Nexus. I swear he queued it up for a second, didn't he? NightMare really wants to go in. I mean, he is maxed. Oh my god. EMP lands, but a storm does land pretty decently as well. This is so many zealots. ByuN doesn't really have anywhere to kite to, but he's got a planetary here. These are just 1-1 zealots. They're not cracking that planetary. ByuN's got some bio up here. Looks like those 2 tanks that were up here did go down. Tanks at this stage of the game, though, not that big of a deal for ByuN to lose. Those are important early game units. NightMare is going to take a Nexus over here, and it's going to be the bottom corner. He's insane. I mean, this is what you got to do, though. If you're playing the style NightMare is going for, you have to just take, like, all of the bases and suck up as many minerals as possible, which is really hard to do on this map. You do not have a lot of base options. So this is really cute. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. We'll see if it pays off. I like the idea. I like the gumption for NightMare. But this is the problem here. 2-2 just finished for ByuN. He's ahead in upgrade, and he's just confident in taking straight up fights. And he's right. He's right to be confident in that. And now ByuN is taking the supply lead. We did have... Thermal Lance was on the way, but it's like it's done. Thermal Lance is done. I haven't seen a single Colossus be built. No Colossi, no Disruptors. What is NightMare doing, guys? What is he doing? I am confused. I am concerned. EMP is dropping. A storm does hit, but... I mean, it's consolation prizes for NightMare, man. There's a lot of zealots thinking about going in over here. I mean, this base is done. It's got some static defense at it. Third base is feeling a little exposed right now. It looks like NightMare might try to send these zealots in. ByuN spots it, though, and he's going to pull back to deal with that. Zealots from the top side, zealots from the bottom. NightMare trying to hit from multiple angles, but it's literally just the zealots right now. And, guys, zealots are just not that good. This is not going well for NightMare at all. My god, he's taking just the worst fights in the world. He's down like 8,000 resources. I think it's actually more like 7,000 resources, but I can't do math. ByuN's just got so much stuff. These storms dropping on like 3 Marauders. Both the High Templar died anyways. Archon goes down. Where are the Colossi, dude? Where are the Disruptors? NightMare, why are you playing with just pure Zealot? Okay, this is a massive surround. Zealot's coming in here. Finally a decent fight for NightMare. But is it going to be enough? I mean, I still feel like this trade overall was okay for ByuN. Now, losing these ghosts is very painful. Surprised he's not picking up to boost back in the medevacs. He's going to lose absolutely everything here. Oh, the feedback to finish off those last two ghosts. This has turned around quite a bit for NightMare. ByuN way overextended. He's got this base turning into a planetary right now. He's trying to build 2 more CCs. But NightMare's got this base. I really wish he would recall some probes to it. Even if they end up dying, I feel like it'd be so worth it. There's the Colossi. Okay, NightMare held on. Now, ByuN has to wait to rebuild his army. He's got to just another round or 2 of units before he can really hope to move out again, I think. He's got Liberators coming out 4 at a time. So these Liberators are huge. It's going to be very good against the Colossi and potentially Disruptors that are going to come out. But NightMare's going to try to keep pushing here. He's got Zealots hitting on this side. That's a planetary. That will hold with some reinforcements. ByuN needs to focus on this. He's going to cancel one of these bases. Can the other one stay alive? It looks like it can. He could lift this and just pull it back here so he doesn't have to worry about it. Actually, leaving it there might be good, because then the Zealots have to funnel through. NightMare's got Colossi out now, though. He's taking this base as well. He's dropping the Fleet Beacon. He's got a lot cooking for him right now, despite the fact that he's still traded 5,000 resources worse. But, hey, 5,000 is better than the 7,000 that was 2 minutes ago. Whew. Man, that War Prism almost just died there. It was very close. Liberators and a planetary. The Liberators will be jumped on, but those Stalkers are eating the bio shots for that. And Storm was not successful. This is a second planetary because ByuN is insane. I'd love to see him repair this up a little bit. Stalker's actually quite good against planetaries, so we could see NightMare blink forward to kill that. We've got another fight over here. NightMare trying to move around where it's not planetary Liberator central. Mostly just the bio of ByuN here. ByuN, though, backing up. He's going to have to cancel a couple more of these CCs, maybe. Worth noting, NightMare has built the gases here. He's mining the minerals here. He's sucking that base up. I don't even think ByuN knows about it yet. He does not. That is a cheeky move from NightMare that might really end up paying off. All right, NightMare going to try to dive forward. He is going to get one planetary kill. The second one is in some trouble as well. It is getting repaired. There's a Liberator here as well, but that is going to be another kill. Where is ByuN's army? It's showing up, but it's late to the party. Both planetaries go down. 16 SCVs go down. And ByuN, he's going to float over one of his many new command centers to take its place. But that's still a dicey spot to be in. He does not want to be still stuck on 4 bases against a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 base Protoss. There's only 6 bases on each side. But NightMare's a 7 base Protoss. And he's going to dive back in. Ooh, some units on the top side actually distracting the Colossi. One of them dies. This fight's going really well for ByuN. He suddenly is up 40 supply. Second Colossus is staying alive, but just barely as it's running away. ByuN's going to try to catch up to it. He's just going to kill absolutely everything else on the ground here. Oh my god. And ByuN, he's pushing through. He's taking this base down. He still does not know about this base. He has not spotted that base. But he's going to kill NightMare's 6th base. NightMare's got to retreat. He's waiting for more Colossi to come out, waiting for more Warpins to come through. The problem for ByuN is like... the problem for ByuN is this base exists. Yeah, he's going to scan. He sees the base. Oh, that's got to be a heart sinker right there. Now, not much has been mined, but anything that's mined here, it's already paid for, I think, most of this. And it's taking money from ByuN, right? That's money ByuN's not going to be able to have in this game. Should this game go longer and longer and longer, NightMare can help equalize this resources loss, which is this is pretty bad. Is 8,000 resources more lost for NightMare. As ByuN's coming in again. Oh my god, the Vikings just diving forward to hit these Colossi. They're going to kill one. Those were only like 4 or 5 Vikings. 8 probes going down at the same time. I don't even know what... Oh, it's the Liberators back here. 3 Liberators say you're not allowed to actually do this. I'd love to see these Liberators go hit this base now, actually. Maybe leave one here. Send the other ones back around. Do more damage. ByuN is playing a much better game right now, but I do like some of NightMare's moves. Taking that base is huge. The fact that he's getting into Colossi and Disruptors now is big. A Void Ray on the way. This is to help with the Liberators that have range on the bottom side of the map. But he also does have a Fleet Beacon. He could get into a Mama Core. Mama Core? Mama Ship. How many years do I have to cast StarCraft before I stop saying Mothership Core? More probes going down. ByuN's going to push again. My real concern here is NightMare so far has taken exactly one good fight in this game, and it was just to barely keep him alive when it looked like he was about to die. Every other fight in this game has gone so hard in ByuN's favor. And like NightMare's done some stuff like killing the planetaries here was good, but the moment the army showed up, he just needed to leave. He had to leave. Could not take a fight. That was a bit of miss micro there for ByuN, but like even with that, this fight's still going well for ByuN. He's not getting hit with disruptors. Liberator's going to move into position now. He's holding the top of this ramp nicely. Oh my god, look at these probes. These probes getting back to mining in the face of death. I would love ByuN to come down here and just wipe this base off the face of the map. Got to be a little bit careful splitting up his army like this, though. As NightMare is coming across, ByuN's going to be able to spot that soon. He's got the sensor tower here. Liberator sieging up. This is still a planetary. And yeah, ByuN's going to come down here. Some storms landing, some static defenses here, but it's not enough. This is 3-3 Stim Bio. He's going to be able to clear this, but did he leave enough on the other side here to help handle the army? I'm not sure that he did. This is a lot of stuff here. ByuN does not need all this to kill 2 gases now. I feel like he needs to bring this bio back up here. This is so dicey. Oh my god. But it is like 9 Liberators here. In the meantime, 13 probes going down. There is that Void Ray around. Look at this Void Ray desperately try to catch up to the Liberator, which is causing so much economic damage. The mining of NightMare has not been great the last couple of minutes. This Liberator will finally go down, but it has gotten so many probe kills as more Liberators siege up on this ramp. Disruptor Nova covering the retreat, but NightMare, he's down 45 supply right now. He's only at 46 workers. He's lost all those bases that he had. His mining is not looking great right now. And ByuN, in the meantime, he's going to take this base that's just in orbital. It's a little bit scary, but he's going to take it for now. I kind of would love to see him break these rocks down. I feel like being able to move through here would behoove him defensively more than it would be good for NightMare offensively. But ByuN is more focused on the offense right now. He's coming in here. Nice storm, nice disruptors to keep him back. But NightMare can't afford to just keep him back anymore. He's got to do more than that. Oh my god, and this is not going well for those stalkers. Jesus, look at the corpses on the ground here as ByuN just handles this army of NightMare. And again, the trades, 12,000, 13,000 resources in favor of ByuN this game. Such good fights for the Terran. And NightMare just can't seem to take a good fight against ByuN's army at all. He's been disallowed from taking a fight. NightMare's been avoiding fighting this whole game, but he can't anymore. He's got to defend his bases now. He needs to get his mining going, but he's down at 104 supply, and ByuN is pushing him. He's pushing him. And I don't think there's much more NightMare can do here. He's retreating further and further back. This is his last fresh base. Everything else is mostly mined out at this point, even with all the probes that have been killed. And without this base, he's not going to be able to build anything. And without units, it ain't going to happen. Disruptors go down. I think that's going to be it. Here as this last fight happens, the Stalker's falling. They blink backwards, but the Vikings are chasing the Colossus. It's not getting healed by the super battery. Oh, there it goes. Hold on, it stays alive. But it's not going to be enough. ByuN is 100 supply ahead. He's got fresh bases, he's got fresh army, and he is pushing with this 3-3 bio. NightMare is alive, but only in the technical sense of the word. That is going to be GG. So ByuN takes game number 1. Damn, what a game. NightMare had like one moment where it really felt like he was going to win. But even then, even when he was ahead in supply, and there wasn't a lot of bio there for ByuN. ByuN was down a base. He was down like 2 bases because NightMare had taken one of his. All of that, and NightMare had this big gateway force, and he still couldn't quite push through. And I feel like that's the big tell, is at the end of the day, ByuN knows if it's big army versus big army, like ByuN can win. ByuN wins that like every time. It was just the one overextension that NightMare was able to really take advantage of. But it worries me, like, is NightMare going to be able to take a big fight in one of these games? Or is he going to try to avoid that? Is he just going to be like, yeah, I don't know, I don't like it, let's cheese. Maybe. More than 7 years is required to never say Mothership Core again. It's crazy. It's been out of the game longer than the game existed when it was taken out of the game, right? Isn't that true? It wasn't even in the game for that long. And yet, here I am saying Mothership Core still to this day. Right, let's have into game number 2. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Alcyone, it is our Blue Terran ByuN. Played a very calm, cool, and collected game. And just ended up amassing an army that it felt like he was stronger with than what his opponent had. In the lower left was a little bit late to the Colossi, and I feel like that hurt him a lot. It is a NightMare. I'm going to fill up my water real quick because that was a lot of talking that game. We don't have a proxy this game, so we can just follow this probe while I go grab some water. I shall return shortly. Come back and the SCV is just chasing this probe. He blocked it in so he could get it. Look at him get it. Look at him get him. Getting that probe. Alright, just going to be a quick expand here from ByuN. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Marine straight into a tech lab. This is not what I would have expected here for ByuN. Makes me think he might get a little cheeky with it, and he certainly will as he starts up a Marauder and concussive shells immediately. Okay, that's cute. That's cute. NightMare in the meantime just chrono boosting out an Adept. An Adept here going to be quite nice. I feel like that's a stronger choice against the Marauder than a Stalker would be. Oh, Twilight Council. Okay. An interesting placement for a Twilight Council here for NightMare also. Feels like some cheeky stuff happening. You know, I liked NightMare's idea of going for... I mean, he wanted to go for like a Mass Zealot style, right? Get some Storm, just a ton of Gateway units. Very Gateway Man style. I don't dislike Gateway Man style, but I think it's not going to be great on that map. Because a big part of Gateway Man style is just expanding like crazy. And also, you have to be like really on top of upgrades, I think. I feel like if you're going to go super heavy Zealots, you should be at least even, if not ahead on upgrades. And NightMare was behind on upgrades. It's a lot harder to do that style than it used to be. Zealots are not as good as they used to be. But also, ByuN's coming in here with Concussive Shell Marauders right now. And NightMare just has one Stalker here. He does have a shield battery finishing up. So that's going to help him out quite a bit. ByuN does get a few probe kills. He's going to go for one more. Oh, he gets it. Just barely. And that'll be it. But, you know, 4 probes. He killed the Adept as well. It's kind of a cute little opening for ByuN. Doesn't really get much done. Just kind of cute. Stalkers are going to counterattack, though, and ByuN doesn't really have anything back at home, so it's a bit of a problem. Maybe the Widowmine can get a cheeky kill. But I feel like a heavy gateway style could be better on this map. Oof, good pullback there from NightMare. He was paying attention. This is good zoning for ByuN and buys him time to get the bunker finished up. And he's going to go for a Widowmine drop with the other two mines. Blink is done, though, so NightMare will be able to bypass that Widowmine. Stalker's taking a lot of damage. In fact, there's a nice kill for ByuN. Oh, the Widowmine drop decides to come home. Oh, I think that was a misclick. I feel like ByuN meant to keep that going across the map and instead accidentally sent this home. And now NightMare is ready for it to try to go out a different direction. And that's exactly what ByuN's going to do. Oh, no, dude. He's boosting it forward. But NightMare... yeah, he's too good. Too good, NightMare. Looks like one Widowmine might survive. Oh, can it get a kill? Can this one get a kill? NightMare. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, he's paying attention. Nice retarget there by ByuN. But NightMare doing what Lemon could not earlier. And blinking at the right time, even with the retarget. ByuN's going to go for a double drop now. NightMare has moved back to the center of the map, but the bottom side of the map is still a little bit underexplored here, so Medivacs will take that area. NightMare's third base up and running, and he is getting a Colossus out. So quicker into those Colossi this game. Oh my god. Whoop. And double drop pushed away, but it is just going to drop in down here. Try to be a bit annoying. There is a shield battery here, but I think that Immortal dies anyways. Oh my god, this Immortal living for absolutely ever. Kills one full medevac full of units. A couple Marines do drop out to buy time so that these medevacs can get away. But this is going much better for NightMare. I kind of forgot that last game, too. Remember NightMare started with that, like, weird push with the Immortal and the Warp Prism. And, like, a few Stalkers. So, game one started out a little weird, and it put NightMare's tech really far behind. This game is so much more standard, and we really see that NightMare, I think, thrives in a more standard game, where he can get his Blink Stalkers out and do Blink Stalkery stuff, and be annoying, and defend the drops and just get straight into Colossi. Like, this is feeling like a much better game for NightMare. ByuN still has a very powerful army out here in the middle of the map. Well, he's gonna once again see the Observer. But I feel like with Thermalance almost done and two Colossi out, like, I don't think ByuN's gonna really be able to get anything done. And NightMare, he knows this army's out here. He's just gonna poke and prod at it. Doesn't need to get a lot of damage done, but killing a couple Marines is always nice. Keeping tabs on the army is always good. Also, forcing out these big stims. The medevacs do not have infinity energy. They will start to run dry if this happens for too long. But ByuN's got a third orbital finishing up here. It's already mining. Scans the high ground, sees its Colossi, and we'll have to start getting those Vikings out. NightMare's fourth is going to be on the bottom side here, behind the mineral walls. I would like to see him mine this open, as you can see how clogged this gets if you need to react and get in or out of this area. Mining this open is a good idea. Also, probably killing these rocks helps a little bit too. I like NightMare's vision right now, though. He's got an Observer in the middle. He's got a Stalker down here. Zealot running around the bottom side. Zealot on the top side with this pylon. He's keeping tabs on everything. He sees where the army is, and he'll be able to see things like potential drops or whatever these Vikings were thinking of doing. I think these Vikings are anti-Warp Prism Vikings for ByuN. Because ByuN's kind of got the same thing. A little bit of vision out on the map here. And ByuN getting into Ghosts and Vikings, getting the anti-Colossi measures out. Disruptors coming out as well, though. For NightMare, no Storm this time. Wouldn't hate to see him get into Storm again. Can be tough to micro the Warp Prism with Storms, but I feel like he hit some really nice Storms in the last game. That was like one of the very few things that was going okay for NightMare in those fights. This army, though, this feels like a much stronger army. A much harder army for ByuN to just take good fights against consistently. And, I mean, the trades are... It's pretty low right now resource-wise, but we see it's close. Still slightly in ByuN's favor, though. He's still trading well, even in this very early game. Scans and sees the Observer. Oh my god, Disruptor Novas! Oh, big one connects! ByuN trying to dive in there and get some Disruptor kills. He does kill a couple, but loses a lot for it. There was ghosts in this army, and there are no longer ghosts in this army. He just lost a huge portion of bio there. That was not a good trade for ByuN. Oh my god. I don't know if the Disruptors didn't seem to get big hits. There was one decent Disruptor Nova. I actually just feel like it was the Stalkers killing everything while these units were trying to target down those Disruptors, and ByuN suddenly is down 20 army supply. Not a great position for him. NightMare, he can leave his base now. He was kind of caught up here just trying to defend against ByuN if ByuN pushed in, and for a reason unbeknownst to me, ByuN did push in. And now NightMare is going to go for the counter push. He's going to try to stop this fourth base from coming up. Getting some good damage done already. This is looking so good for NightMare. This feels like a totally different player than last game, where he couldn't take a single good fight against ByuN. This time, feels like ByuN's the one just bungling these fights a little bit. And now that ByuN's so far behind in army supply, it's going to be very difficult for him to take a good fight. Still 2 Colossi alive and ready in this army, as well as 5 Disruptors that can just send Novas out nearly consistently here and just keep ByuN back. Oh, I really think NightMare could have cracked this. If he just sends a Disruptor Nova up one at a time, I think the rest of the army just kills this planetary. And we do have a bit of a concave here from ByuN. NightMare's going to have to be a little bit careful. He still has those Disruptors to send out Novas, but ByuN's doing a better job splitting against them now. Supplies are getting a little bit more even as ByuN's getting more bio out. He doesn't have a lot of medevacs out right now. It's just these 4, and they're all really low on energy. So these stims are really painful. Look at how low some of these units are here. A bunch of just units in the yellow and the orange after a stim. Speaking of which, we have another big stim. Disruptors are getting targeted down by ByuN. Zealots, though, diving in on top of this. The Planetary going to help out quite a bit. Is there enough here for ByuN to hold? It looks like the answer is yes for now. Just barely. As NightMare continues to warp in and reinforce. The 2 Colossi are just doing so much damage back here. 8 and 13 kills. Just swiping at the Marines and Marauders. Planetary is doing some good work, but it can only last for so long. Whoa, Marines and Marauders trying to split, trying to take a good fight here, but they're all so low. They just don't have the energy. More medevacs did pop out, but they don't start with that much juice, and they are just spending it all right now. NightMare is up 25 army supply right now. The worker count is pretty much dead even. He's got the gold base mining back at home. It's looking really nice for NightMare. If he can crack this, if he can pop it, ByuN desperately needs to hold. I feel like if ByuN can kill these Colossi, maybe he's got a better chance, but I don't know if NightMare is going to give him the shot at that as he's diving right back in. Disruptor Nova is going up the ramp to keep that army back. Beautiful little positioning here from ByuN, and he is again healing this planetary, keeping it up at full. Is NightMare overextending right now? More Disruptor Novas trying to connect, but the Disruptor's getting targeted down. Almost all of them are dead. One of the Colossi is dead as well. hold the phone here. ByuN is starting to push back on this. Planetary still standing strong here. Mule's getting dropped at it. More disruptors do show up to send the Novas out. This is what I was talking about before. Sending those Novas up the ramp, but ByuN comes down. He's going to kill the disruptors and stop the Planetary from dying, healing it back up once again. Oh, baby. ByuN is holding on right now with this, but just by the skin of his teeth. He's going to go ahead and take a 5th as well. The Zealot here for NightMare is so nice, though. Even if it gets cleaned up, just spotting that that's happening is really, really important. Delaying it by a little bit, perhaps, as he tries to dive in again. I feel like, though, ByuN killing one of the Colossi, killing all the disruptors, this army from NightMare is not nearly as scary anymore. When there was like 7 disruptors here, 2 Colossi, I thought ByuN was just full dead. He's still down 30 supply. Don't get me wrong. He's not in a great spot. Just lost some SCVs. He is mining from his 5th now. But more disruptors coming across here. Another Nova goes out. Ooh. It's not really happening, though. Disruptor Nova's not connecting. The Zealots keep getting thinned out. ByuN is taking such good fights, but the trades are dead even. Every time he retreats, he's just losing stuff on the backside. And just a few Zealots running over here. And this is exactly why that one Zealot was so important for NightMare. ByuN is just not mining now from that base. Down to 66 workers. Still a decent economy here as he sends those over to this this 4th base. He's going for a drop, though. What is he doing? Oh, my God. He needs everything over here to fight this. I don't think he can afford this. 2 medevacs full of units. He's got to bring them back. He's down in army supply right now. He needs everything to fight against NightMare. NightMare only sent like 2 Zealots over there. Disruptors getting targeted down once again. The Planetary getting more damage, and it's on 20 kills. As the Colossus, 24 kill Colossus, backs up once again. Another Disruptor Nova did hit decently there. This one's got 8 kills on it. ByuN, though, he's going to split. There's no Disruptor Novas left. He's going to try to dive forward. Oh my God, this is so close. I don't know where this orbital command was going. It's just floating up here. Again, the medevac count, not super huge. Just 4 of them. Not a ton of energy. NightMare, though, he just has no chill. He's just going to keep on going. 3-3 is done for ByuN. Oh, Disruptor Nova kills 4 or 5 units right there. But ByuN is going to push this back. Some sentries warp in for force fields, trimming off some of the bio units. ByuN, though, still taking a decent fight. This one Colossus up to 31 kills. I swear, if ByuN could kill that Colossus, this whole game would be different. Trade still incredibly close, slightly in favor of ByuN, but so similar. Kills the rocks, thinking about maybe trying to get a bit of a flank going. Some more force fields go down here for NightMare. He's got more disruptors that have showed up as well. I was just going to say, it's interesting he hasn't started up any more Colossi. He starts up 2 more. ByuN is just going to tap out. Not even a very climactic ending there. It's just ByuN holding and holding and holding and holding. And I think he felt like it was hitting that tipping point where he wasn't going to be able to do it much longer. Little surprised he just decided to give up there. But maybe he just felt like it would have been 3-4 more minutes and he would have died anyways. Sometimes you're like, it's not worth it. Let's just go into game 3. And we will, in fact, do that. NightMare takes game number 2, looking very strong. Much stronger in that game than in game 1. ByuN makes Marauders and NightMare seems to be in trouble. Yeah, Marauders are pretty good. I mean, yeah, NightMare seemed very one-track mind there, where he was like, I feel like I might be able to break you. I'm just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I mean, I guess eventually it did work. It did feel like ByuN wasn't even dead there at the end of that game. The supplies were the same difference they had been basically the entire time they were fighting. But I think ByuN just felt like without a new base, it was going to be hopeless to ever actually really hold. And NightMare was like, he was expanding again to a 6th base. ByuN's was struggling to hold on to his 4th still. So, I think that's fair. Let's head into a game 3. Maybe you got a better shot here on Site Delta. In the lower right-hand corner, we do have ByuN's, Shopify Rebellion Terran. And his opponent in the upper left-hand corner for Bleed Esports, it's NightMare. As hype as these games are, I'm trying not to get too loud, as it is 4 o'clock in the morning. And my neighbors, I don't know if they're new neighbors that moved in just like a couple months ago, or if they've been here, but they just decided to start sucking lately. They like to, if I make slightly too much noise, which could be anything from doing absolutely nothing to closing a cabinet door, like to just slam on the fucking walls. So, really annoying. But I am trying to be courteous to them and not get too loud with my hype casting. I want to not give them a reason to feel justified in their actions, because so far, I am absolutely in the right, and they should stop slamming on my walls at 3 o'clock in the morning. Anyways, so that's what's going on over here. So if I seem a little quiet or a little subdued, even in the hype moments, that's why. I'm trying not to get in trouble here. I didn't really think about this when I started casting this one today, but the 4 o'clock in the morning casting does have its difficulties. Thankfully, I don't think my voice travels super well through the walls. My walls here are quite thick, which is why I think my neighbors need to suck it up and sleep through some noise. Because the walls here are really thick. I very seldomly hear my neighbors at all. I never hear them talking or like a TV on or anything. I used to in my old place. The walls were so thin in that old-ass building I lived in. I could hear what my neighbor was playing on TV when it was quiet. And like they didn't blast the TV. It was just like normal volume TV, but I could just hear it. And they'd argue. Could hear that too. God, I'm so happy I don't live there anymore. I got Blink again here for NightMare. Not too surprising. We'll see if he ends up, if he wants to commit to an attack. I don't think I see NightMare go for too many like 3 or 4 gate robo plays. I kind of do expect him to just macro off of this, but we'll see. I'm sure he's got it in the tank if he wants to do it. Beyond in the meantime, looks like he's going to go for another Widowmine drop. The classic, the tried and true. Adept scouting through. Widowmine drop going to head off as the Stalker chases the Reaper but doesn't quite get it. You know, I was just saying, oh, NightMare doesn't do this. I don't see him do this as much. But yeah, it's the 3rd gate going down and the Robo. So it looks like it is going to be some potential aggression here from NightMare. And he could just take a 3rd and macro this, depending on how he feels. 3 gate is not super committed. Oh, ByuN's decides not to drop those mines at all. Somebody has to hold the phone, dude. Hold the phone. Ooh, SCV's going down. What happened in here? 1 Adept got in. Turns out 1 Adept is all you need to kill 3 SCVs. Damn. Yeah, I want to note the last time my neighbors slammed on the wall at 3 o'clock in the morning, I just like, I cut myself and I like let out a short string of curses because I was in pain. And my neighbors slammed on the wall. And it was like, I said like maybe 10, 15 words. And I was a little loud, but it was like 1 string of words after being very quiet the whole night. they slammed on the wall, and I slammed back as hard as I could. And they haven't slammed on the wall since then. So I feel like maybe that did it. Because I am not a passive-aggressive person. I am either not aggressive at all, not passive-aggressive, not aggressive, or the switch gets flipped, and I become immediately very aggressive. Those are my two modes. I have two game modes. Zero aggression or all the aggression. Anyways, I challenge them to slam on my wall again the next time I accidentally close a cabinet a little bit too loud in my kitchen. Speaking of aggression, ByuN is getting aggressive here. He's got Marines and tanks moving forward. NightMare did just decide to take a third and chill at home with his 3-gate Stalker. Ooh, but his Observer a little bit late to the party, and the Banshee's going to come in here. One Banshee is going to go down. Oh, no, it stays alive, actually. It's actually really important. Super Shield Battery turns on. ByuN's push is looking quite strong right now. The Marine's diving forward. He's going to target down the Shield Battery. Okay, that Banshee does go down. NightMare warps in some more Stalkers, but two tanks are still causing problems here. He's going to try to jump on top of him. He will grab one. He grabs two. He one-shots them. A third Banshee shows up, though. Oh, my God, another Siege tank. Marines from the backside, even. Going to kill a lot of these Stalkers on the retreat, but it looks like NightMare is going to be able to hold. There's no staying power here for ByuN. These Marines are just going to die. And NightMare's got a Colossus out with this. So all of this is a big 2-base attack for ByuN. Pretty committed. No third CC here at all. Meanwhile, NightMare, he was teching this whole time, getting into Colossi. He's got +1 in Thermal Lance now on the way. And he's going to counter push, and I feel like ByuN is in a very bad spot here. Look at that Army Supply. He's got 25 Army Supply. He's got one tank. Oh my God, charge is done. The bunker falls. I think ByuN's just dead. Yeah, his natural is getting cracked right now. Ooh. Okay, NightMare is not going to dive in. He doesn't have any close reinforcements. I feel like if he has just 4 more Stalkers there, if these Stalkers are here, I think he just kills the Siege tank and wins the game. Stalker stayed at home to defend against whatever was going on back here, but yeah, NightMare's just going to take a 4th base, pull everything home, and ByuN's in trouble, guys. ByuN is in a lot of trouble. He's got one more good push in him, and he knows it. He's not building a 3rd command center. He's not even dropping mules right now, which I find very interesting. He is just building units. Spending all of his money on more units, and he's going to go for one big push. Is he going to pull the boys? I feel like this could be a pull the boys kind of moment. NightMare is right outside his doorstep. Thermal Lance is getting close, but it's not quite done yet. 6 probes went down in the meantime. Not actually even sure what it was. Oh, it was the Banshees. Killing 6 probes. I feel like the longer this takes, though, the better it is for NightMare. Right now, ByuN has a big Army Supply lead. But as we see, just as I'm saying that, another Warping round comes through. NightMare closes that gap. The longer ByuN waits, the closer this is going to get for NightMare. Because he's mining more. He's just got more workers. He's got more mining. He's got more bases. It gets better and better for NightMare as this goes on. ByuN did pull some boys with this for some repair. I like that he keeps sieging up, just in case NightMare decides to try to catch him off guard. Oh, speaking of which here, NightMare's going to dive in on top of this. Gets a couple of swipes off with the Colossi, pulls back. Shield Battery going to heal up a lot of these units. And ByuN just needs to slowly inch his way forward now. Tank's starting to get some shots off. There are a couple of Vikings here as well for pot shots at the Colossi. Oh, one of the tanks gets trimmed off. The second tank going to go down. ByuN just standing and fighting here. These Colossi mincing up some of the bio. I don't think ByuN's got enough here, guys. It looks like NightMare is going to clean up this bio force. GG gets called. NightMare takes the 2-1 victory over ByuN. ByuN's 2-base committed push there just not pulling through for him. NightMare holds easily and just goes from there for the win. That's it. GG.